Okay, hello guys. I am here behind the camera, I promise. So, when I was doing my last empties video, I mentioned to you guys that I made like DIY brush soap using the Fels-Naptha laundry bar. And so Danny had commented like, hey, do you mind like showing us how you do that, you know, what goes into it. So yeah, I don't mind at all. I think that it's good to know, especially because I'm not sure, I haven't bought standard brush cleaner in forever, but one of the reasons that I was like, ugh, I don't want to like clean my brushes, I don't want to buy that, is because I remember thinking like it's just too expensive for what it is. So I have 3 alternatives here to show you today. The easiest one, and all you will need for the first method, is just some Castile soap and some water. So I have the Dr. Bronner's 18-in-1 Hemp Rose. Now the scent of this is horrendous. It smells like baby puke, I'm not gonna lie. I think that's the hemp in it and then mixed with the rose. So I don't recommend this one. The peppermint scent is quite lovely and the almond scent is quite lovely. But if you want to make your own brush soap using this, it's the easiest method, because all you do is you take about 1 to 2 tablespoons of this and mix it, put it in like a little, you know, glass container, and then fill it up with water. And then all you would do is run your brush around in it, clean it off. It works really well. This is the #1 like easiest way. You just make what you need for the moment. You might have to make multiple batches of it because your brushes will soak up some of the water, but I really do enjoy this method. I think Dr. Bronner's, well, any Castile soap, because I have gotten like the CVS brand and the Walmart brand, and I don't notice like a difference between them. I know you can get Dr. Bronner's at Ulta if that's like if you like to shop there, but I feel like the Castile soap does a really good job of like conditioning your brushes and making them feel nice. So option 1. Option 2, the one that I had mentioned, we'll use the Fels-Naptha bar. So this is just the laundry bar. I find them in the laundry section at Walmart. They retail for 97 cents, I think. You can also buy them on Amazon. Amazon, it might be a little bit of a better deal if you get into this and you like it, because on Amazon you can buy them in like a multiple pack, like I think a 3-pack for like $2 or $3, something like that. So this is what we will first show you. So what you need is obviously your laundry bar. I use a potato peeler. Now I don't use this on potatoes. This is specifically just for this purpose. And then you will need a glass container. I'm not sure if you could use a plastic one. I don't, one, because I feel like plastic kind of harbors bacteria. 2, we're going to be working with boiling water, and so I just feel like the glass is a little bit sturdier. These are just the Pyrex glass containers. I think I got mine at Target. And then you will need, you see my kettle in the background, I've already boiled some water in it, so you just need hot water. I don't necessarily think you need it to be boiling, because I will turn the kettle on, let it boil, and then I'll let it sit there and cool a little bit. So just hot water in general. So what you would do is you would open this up, which I can do for you so you can see what it looks like. Now, I already had my husband pre-shave a bar last night so that I could do this. But here's what the laundry bar looks like. It smells really nice. I mean, it just smells like laundry, but it's not like an off-putting scent by any means. So you would take your bar, take your little potato peeler, and like scrape some of them into, make shavings essentially into the bowl. So I have in this container already pre-shaved shavings just to save some time here, but this is what it's looking like. And when the bar gets down to like the end of its life, you're just gonna have like a chunk, and I will try to like at some point cut this up with a knife. It can be a little tiresome to do the whole bar at one time, so that's typically what I do. And then these shavings will feel a little bit dry as they go on, but I find that it still works fine. So all I do is just dump some, oops, into the bowl. And there's no like, I'm sorry you guys, I don't have like a precise method to this. I don't like measure anything. You know, we just fly by the seat of our pants here. But we're just gonna go with this much. So just cover like the bottom of the bowl, maybe a little bit more. Let's do half the bowl. I feel like the last time I did this I used half. or made half a bowl. Okay. So there we go. There's our flakes. So I'm going to take the hot water and just pour that in over it. And you don't want to fill your container up all the way. And then we just give it a stir. And it does need a good bit of stirring, just to kind of get that soap to like dissolve and like melt up. And you'll find too, as you're doing it, like it makes chunks, but if you just kind of like cut them up with your spoon essentially, it's fine. It works out. It just takes a while. And I don't ever get all of the chunks, like not all of it like melts after doing this, but I just try to get it mixed up as best as I can. So then I will just lightly sit a lid over top of it, and you're going to want this to sit for at least 24 hours. So I will show you at the end of a 24-hour period what our new concoction is looking like. But this is the one that I've already made up. And so you can see it kind of congeals into like this. It's like a bar of soap, but it's also like Jello kind of, or like shea butter is kind of the consistency of it. And so then all I'll do is just take my brush, wet it, and then rub it around the surface of this, and then rub it like on my hand, and then rinse it. And I feel like this does a really good job, this Fels-Naptha, of getting all of those like stains and things out. So I've really enjoyed using that. But while we were here, I figured, I've heard of some people using Irish Spring to do this. So I'm going to shave up some of this bar into this bowl, and we will try to make an Irish Spring DIY brush soap. Alright, so I'm not going to make as big of a mixture. I just wanted to see how this worked, because I just feel like, to me, when I use the Irish Spring like bar soap, I feel like it leaves my skin feeling dry and tight. And so I don't know how this is going to like do with brushes, but I was just interested to try it. I love the smell of Irish Spring. So, excuse me, got the hiccups this morning. We will take our water. I will not pour as much into there. And then we will just give it a good stir. I will say this one dissolved much like easier than the Fels-Naptha. So if you're not looking to deal with the intensity of stirring that one, then you know, maybe this Irish Spring will work out. Okay, so there's that mixture to cover. Again, it smells really nice. Let me just see if I can stir this one up anymore. Yeah, as it sits in the water, the chunks kind of start to dissolve because the heat of the water. So if you want to just like come back and check on it and stir it, but at some point you're going to have to leave it alone so that it can congeal. So that is what we will do, is just leave it alone now for its 24 hours. And then I was going to mention too, I have heard of some people just taking the bar, wetting their brush, and then just scrubbing their brush directly onto the bar. So the way I look at it is, if you were going to use this to make your own laundry soap, which we do, you have to dissolve this down, because this is like a stronger version of what your typical laundry soap is. So you want to dilute it essentially with some water. So that's why I do it that way, but it is another option. So you've got this, just a straight bar, mixing it with water, the Irish Spring, if that works out, and then the Castile soap. So those are really my 4 different ways. And then I didn't bring the bottle down here with me, but I do have the e.l.f. like daily brush cleaner, and I like to use that to spot clean my brushes. However, it does have alcohol as an ingredient with it, but I've never found it to like make my bristles feel funny, like dry or anything. It actually feels very conditioned afterwards. So, and I feel like if you're letting it air dry for at least an hour, then you're not directly putting any alcohol onto your face. But yeah, so that's it for now. Through the magic of editing, I will just come back in a few hours and we will check on our mixture and see what it's looking like. Alright, so we are back. It's actually been about 12 hours. I know I didn't show you guys the time, but it was about 5 a.m. when we first started this, and it's about 5:35 in the afternoon now. So this was our original brush soap cleaner thing that I had already made, that I had showed you guys earlier. But let's take a look at our 2 that we made together. So this first one is the one that we made this morning, and you can see like the chunks of soap in there, but this is like a not hard, but it's like that same jelly type consistency. So it does firm up quite a bit, and I'm sure the chunks are like no issue. It looks like nasty mac and cheese, to be quite honest, but there's that. And then let's see how the Irish Spring did. Remember, we didn't make as much of that. So it is the same, it's almost the same consistency. It's a little softer. Like I think you can tell, like I can push my finger down in there. So I don't know how this is going to turn out. I will try this as a brush soap the next time I wash my brushes and let you guys know what I think about using the Irish Spring, but can say for certain the Fels-Naptha is the bar soap that I use to make my brush cleaner. So that is it. I hope this was informative for you guys. Let me know if there's any other like DIY kind of hacks that you want to see done. I'm all for that. I love doing that stuff and like finding it and researching it and things like that. So that's it. I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye.